We have a new troop, the Elephant Rider, to expect sometime in the future. Can you share when we can expect that? Where is our Eagle Artillery decoration? When are we going to get it? Are there any underused troops that you are considering reworking? How many town halls have been destroyed in 2025?
First, I'll let you take a guess.
Community events always felt manufactured.
We're a business. Most of our players, including Town Hall 17, are free to play.
Emotes or mythic skins.
We made some concepts of what mythic skins would look like.
Can we expect a Minion Prince CWL skin? So is there any super early information, hints, teasers, anything you want to say about Town Hall 18?
I can say one thing.
Ferri, thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me again.
Well, we're going to dive straight into this. We have a new troop, the Elephant Rider, to expect sometime in the future because it won the Supercell Make campaign to design a troop. Can you share when we can expect that?
Well, right now we don't really have a date. And just to make something clear as well, first of all, I think the troop design contest was incredible, was a huge success. We were not expecting it to have so many submissions. So that was a very pleasant surprise. And it means we'll also do more things like this in the future, maybe design a new equipment, maybe a defense, something like that. So we're going to explore new things. Something else about the design of the troop. We love the winning one, the runner-up as well. They're both really good. Unfortunately, we can only pick two, but that doesn't mean that we only create a troop based on the winning one. There are a lot of good ideas that were not selected because we can only pick two. So we might see other troops inspired by other entries as well. So just to make it very clear, it doesn't mean where we have to create the troop based only on the winning one. Mm-hmm. We made very clear, I think, in the design, competition, the rules and everything, that we can pick other submissions or whatever we feel like it could be like something fun and interesting for players. So no plans when it's going to happen, but it is going to happen.
Well, that's good to hear that there's even more being selected as well, but let's turn up the heat.
Oh no.
There's been a lot of comments I've seen about the balance between free-to-play and paying players, and I think with a lot more updates, this has led to some players feeling overwhelmed. So how does the team aim to strike a balance long-term between free-to-play players and players that do invest money in the game?
This is a great question, and it's not an easy one, to be honest, but something that the Clash team always strives to do is achieve a balance between free-to-play players and paying users and make sure both have a great experience in the game. I think it's something that we've always done, we'll keep doing, and that's the reason why we've been around for 13 years and we want to be around for another 13, 20, 50 years. Second of all, we do believe that we do a good job balancing the two in the sense that we have a lot of events in the game, season events, that are available for everyone. We had limited heroes. We had the treasure hunt event. We had the gold rush event and many others. Like these events are available for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a paying user or not. At the same time, we're a business. So that's very important to mention and keep in mind. We're still a business. So we need to make sure that our paying users feel like whatever they're getting value out of it. So that's super important as well. I think that no matter what business you're in, you want value out of whatever you're spending your money on, right?
Yeah.
So that's something you always need to keep in mind. So how would we do both? Like, especially for things like Gold Pass. It's super important Gold Pass is valuable when you're spending money buying a Gold Pass. Mm-hmm. It's not to say we're perfect. Of course not. I think there's a lot of room for improvements here. We can make the silver track more desirable, more attractive. We can make free-to-play rewards better as well. We can make the shop offers and the things we promote a bit more clear on the value you get and what you're getting out of them to make sure that when you decide to spend money, you're making sure you're making a good decision. Mm-hmm. So I think there are still things we can improve, but at the same time, I think we're very proud that most of our players, including Town Hall 17, are free to play. Wow. So that's a data for you and that's a fact. Like most of our players are free to play and even Town Hall 17 players are free to play. So it is possible for you to reach the end game being free to play. We try not to have paywalls in the game at all. Sure, you could pay to progress, but it doesn't mean that you can't reach the content being free to play. So at the end of the day, we just want to make sure that Clash is accessible to everyone and everyone have a good time in it, whether you decide to spend money or not.
All in all, I think you do a great job of getting that balance. But there is one thing that I wanted to move on to next, and I've been really looking forward to showing you this. because I want to see your reaction. I personally think it's funny. I don't want to drop you in it with the community.
All right.
But I want to see what you think of this. So
Here it
I'll play the
comes.
clip.
Yes, we feel like it's the least we can do, right?
Okay.
After everything. So we're definitely gonna have a decoration for beloved Eager
Ferri.
Artillery. It should come very soon, to be honest, because it's something
Okay.
that the team's already working on. So it's not like you're gonna have to wait like 6 months to get the decoration. So it was something.
Well, I guess it's been 6 months.
6 months later, where is our Eagle Artillery decoration? When are we going to
Okay.
get it?
I'm gonna blame past Ferri on this one, but there are good news. There are good news. One, we have the decoration ready. We actually have more than one option for this decoration because we thought of different versions to see which one would fit better, like work better for players. So we have a few options ready. It's just a matter of one, deciding which option is the best, and two, simply just be available, make it available. So it's not like we still need to work on it, anything like that. It's ready. We just didn't have the time, I guess, to stop, make this decision and put in the game. But I know this is super important for players. It's something super nice. So my personal goal now is to make sure we have this decoration before our next interview. I promise you that. It's gonna be there. So I'll make sure to update you and everyone once we have more news. But yes, it is coming.
I just found it funny when I rewatched that and saw that you said you're not going to wait 6 months, and it's been 6 months. But anyway, in terms of decorations, I did want to move across to that because Clash of Clans have even acknowledged themselves. I think it was David in the Inside the Builder Hut
Yes.
episode that you interviewed who talked about a decoration problem. And he didn't really give any concrete answers as to what solutions were. He just kind of floated around a few that the team were thinking of. But are you any further forward in finalized solutions for the decoration problem? And by decoration problem, I obviously mean like the sheer amount of obstacles that can be put on the village. Are you any closer to a finalized solution? And if so, when could we expect something like that?
Okay, I hate being the bearer of bad news, but we
Hey,
don't
being
have
honest is like
a
honest is
solution
best.
yet. I'm going to be very honest. I think at the time we discussed a few things like a sanctuary, like a different place for you to like have everything, like all your decorations exposed and everything. Thought about like also having made an inventory for you to easily access and see all the decorations you have, because right now it's not the best way to display your decorations and all that. So we're thinking about different things. We didn't land on anything yet. And not to, of course, I'm not saying this is the only solutions. It would be great to also hear others, like other solutions we could do to solve the situation. But there's nothing finalized and nothing certain yet. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's still something that we need to work on.
I mean, personally, I think it's a really tricky thing to come up with an ideal solution, because if you do move the obstacles to like a sanctuary, people get the obstacles to show on their home village, not in some sanctuary, or at least that's how I see it. Like maybe some people would like that, but I think it's striking that balance between keeping the obstacles meaningful on the actual village or shifting them elsewhere. Like I think the idea of having them inside the town hall, like a trophy room, I've seen that on Reddit. That's kind of a unique
nice one.
angle of it as well, but it still means that most of your obstacles aren't actually shared on the village, which I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't like. So I do think it's a tricky one.
Yeah.
I discussed the Legend rework a little bit with Seth, but one thing that I didn't really ask was in terms of obstacles being hidden in Legends League. That's something that has been suggested by the community a lot. Is that something the team are considering when it comes to Legends?
Yes, first of all, we know though that that's a problem. Yeah, we recognize that. And yes, we're working on a solution to be able to, for all attacks, including wars, option to like a toggle hide decorations.
Oh,
so it is something that's being worked on. So yes, hopefully it's something that we'll be able to share like dates or something soon, but it is something that's working on, yes. It's something, like I said, simple as like toggle hide
Okay.
decorations.
No, I think that would be good, and
Yeah.
we won't have to wait 6 months.
I'm not going to say
I'm
any
gonna
more
keep using
dates anymore. I'm always going to say eventually. No, from now on, soon.
Aside from obstacles, you have, when I say you, I mean like the Clash team in general, not always you personally, but we have heard from different members of the team like hints towards emotes or mythic skins was even suggested at one point. Are there any other cosmetics we can expect in the short to medium term-ish, let's put it that way, rather than time framing?
So to touch on the two you mentioned first, emotes, I think they mentioned that a while ago in an episode as well of Builder Starts, I think. The reason why we didn't move forward yet is because besides the chat, the clan chat, there's not a lot of places for us right now that we think of where we could use emotes. So it feels a bit limited. So we're still trying to think like how we can expand that, how to make emotes something more fun and different places you can use in the game. So that's why until we reach like a good solution, not a solution, but a good idea of how to do this, we're not going to move forward. Second of all, mythic skins, that's something funny because there were some explorations in the past. Even last year for the tabletop RPG, we made some concepts of what mythic skins would look like. And the idea maybe like something that when you use your hero ability or hero equipment, the active ability, you would change the skin, something would happen, like some ideas that were like being discussed at the time. But that's always still in the concept phase because once you introduce that, again, it's a big deal and all that, so it needs to be done at the right time, the right way. But it's something that's being concept thought and all that. So,
Okay.
And the other thing that we thought about a lot, and it's moving forward, it's about troop skins. And it is something that we'll be able to do once we start moving more troops into 3D designs. This is something we're doing, by the way. We want to have troops being 3D models. And once we do that, that'll be much easier to do troop skins. So we're going to move towards 3D troops so we can have troop skins in the future. So that's the plan, just to give you some
Wow, that is cool.
teaser of what's coming in the future. Again, no dates, no 6 months, but it is something that we're currently exploring.
Are you concerned about being able to see the level of troops because the appearance changes as you upgrade it? I guess from an attacking side, I know, like I could see where like defense skins isn't a good idea because from an attacker, when I'm looking at a base, I need to know the level of the defense. But generally, if I am deploying a dragon, I know the level of that dragon, so...
That's a very good question. It is one of the things we need to solve before doing troop skins. What is the best way to display the troop level? Because it's super important. It's one of the reasons why it's so hard to have like different skins for buildings, defense buildings, because you need to know the level of that building and everything. I think with the tactical view that we have, that at least before the battle, you can check the levels, that helps, but it's still not ideal. So it is something we need to figure out before moving forward with troop skins for sure, yeah.
One question I got a lot on skins was, can we expect a Minion Prince CWL skin?
Yes, it's in the backlog with a bunch of other sets that's missing Minion Prince skins because we have so many sets, right? And since it's a new hero, so we do have a backlog of all those skins that are missing, including CWL. So, and I think CWL has a higher priority, if I got information correct. Don't quote me on that. But yes, all those are being worked on, so we're gonna see for sure CWL skins and all the missing sets as well.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome, because I do think a CWL skin for Minion Prince would be warranted. Now, I wanted to switch things up a little bit.
All right.
And I had asked you to pull some data prior to the interview.
Yes.
So I wondered if we could rapid fire through those.
We could. I'm going to get my phone because I need to check the numbers because otherwise there's no way I can memorize all those numbers. But yes, I got it here. Fire away.
Fire away. Okay. How many town halls have been destroyed in 2025?
Okay. First, I'll let you take a guess.
Oh.
Please, throw a number. I'm pretty sure you won't even get close, but please, throw a number.
5 billion.
Wow. That's actually pretty good. 10 billion.
Oh.
10.5 billion. Yeah. Good job. That's actually impressive.
50% there. I got a 1 star. What is the most used troop in 2025?
Most used.
Most used.
Okay, what do you think? It's a tricky one.
It is, because you could think Root Riders, but that's only like higher town hall players. Electro Dragons aren't really used at higher town. I'm going to say the regular dragon.
The regular dragon. That was the second one. The first one was Balloon.
Oh,
So Balloon,
okay,
then
that
Dragon.
makes sense.
But that was pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah. What about the least used troop?
Okay, now let's try again.
Okay. Oh. This is tricky because like barbarians, archers, they'll be used at a lot of
Exactly. Yeah.
lower town hall levels. I want to say, trying to rack my brain of the different troops now. I was going to say the minion. I think something like headhunter that's a bit more niche to like the active, like heavier player base could also be up there as a least used troop. But I'm going to go with my gut and say minion.
Minion. Nope. In this case, it's Ice Hound.
Oh, I never even thought about super troops.
Yeah.
The super Valkyrie.
Super troops I included. Yeah, but Ice Hound is the least one. Even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Even more than... Okay, interesting. From troops then, what about equipment? The most used equipment. I wonder what... Do you want me to guess that one?
Please?
Well, I mean,
think...
obviously I would tease Electro Boots, but I actually don't think it is because it's a epic, it's higher town hall.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something like the Rage Vial for the Barbarian King.
No, it's actually Eternal Tome. That's the number one. By a lot, actually.
Makes sense.
Yeah, by a lot. Yeah, Eternal Tome.
I wonder whether that'll change.
And then it's Healer Puppet, I believe, after Eternal Tome. Yes.
Healer Puppet is second. That is interesting because Eternal Tome is obviously a default equipment. So
Yeah.
I can kind of
like
see
the
that.
common ones, yeah.
That's why I went with like the Rage Vial. But yeah, okay. That's interesting being the Healer Puppet. What about the least used troop?
think
And
this
I
one
think
you
I
get
can
right.
guess this one.
Yeah.
Lava Loon Puppet.
Yes.
By a long shot.
By a long shot, yeah. That was an easy one.
Yeah, that was definitely... Okay. How many clan wars have there been in 2025?
All right, let's try again. What do you think? It's less than 1 billion, that's for sure.
Okay. I mean, given that they can only be one every 2 days per clan, is $500 million. $500 million, sorry.
$500 million? 24 million, actually.
24 million, okay.
Yeah.
Miles out. In terms of, we talked about most used, least used troops there. Are there any underused troops that you are considering reworking?
Yes, even one that you mentioned. We know there are troops that don't quite work. For example, the Super Valkyrie, which you mentioned. So we know some troops need redesign, rework their mechanics and everything, but we just didn't have the time yet to just stop and think about like what exactly would look like and everything. We acknowledge it's a problem. We just didn't have the time to work on them yet, but yes.
Interesting. This next one's not so much a rework, but I was asked a couple of times about the spell towers, and if we could expect anything else from them, or is it likely to just be the 3 variants that we have?
That's a good question because there was a discussion about that. Do we keep just increasing the level of the spells, the same 3 spells, or does it make sense to add new spells, which will also be very interesting? So we didn't land on either yet. So we know we have the 2 options, either add more or just increase the levels, but we don't know yet which one we're going with. So it's still open for discussion, but the team is discussing what it's going to look like.
I will say that I feel the spell towers vary up the gameplay a lot once you get to that point, because it's totally different when it comes to, I guess for base builders, but also when you're attacking, if you're attacking an Invis tower base versus a poison base or like a double rage base, there's so much variety that can come into it. And I think that's also one of the benefits of crafted defenses. I know we are discussing that in the Inside the Builder Hut episode, but I do think that's a good area of crafted defenses. It's like mixing up the gameplay. So I think spell towers are perfect for that. And I think it would be good to maybe see a couple of others, but also you could end up like pushing it too far that it becomes like frustrating as well for players.
I fully agree. And I know the team is looking at this very carefully to make sure that when we make a decision, is one that makes sense as well. It doesn't cause any kind of like disruptions or like cause a bad experience for players at the end of the day. That we'll try to avoid that. But yeah, we're thinking about it.
Awesome. Well, naturally, like with these interviews, I'm doing them as part of a 100,000 subscriber special on my second channel. And I brought in questions from the community. So there was community-based questions, which you're the perfect person to ask. When it comes to, we did have some events in the past, such as the Rubble Rumble, I think was the very first one we had. Yeah. And we haven't seen those again. There's a couple of them, but now we haven't seen them for a little while. Is there a reason for that?
That's true, and there is a reason, yes. So what happened is that when we're trying to do these community events, we have a very specific goal in mind to try to just bring an extra event that's fun for players, and you can get free rewards, and as many players as possible can engage with the events. So was the main goal. But something we realized is that the number one problem was a lot of players didn't even know the event was happening. Because since it was in the inbox and all that, a lot of players didn't even know. So for, I think, the Rumble event, when we had the rewards available, a lot of players didn't even claim the rewards. Even though it was just there for free, you could just click the button and get the rewards. A lot of players just didn't get it. So we went back, took a step back. It's like, okay, we need to fix first how players see these events and everything. So when we do them again, you reach as many players as possible. Because we don't want this to be something that only, 5-10% of our players are actually seeing and engaging with. We want to increase this as much as possible. So we're in the process of just like redesigning the event. And that's our main goal right now, just make sure that we can deliver the best events possible and the players can easily find and engage with them. So until we get to that point, which I hope is still this year, we're not going to run any events because we don't want players also to have a bad experience. Oh, I didn't know it was an event. I can't believe I missed a reward or anything like that. So we're just taking a step back first.
That makes sense. I discussed those events as one of the things I discussed in like my entire list of updates I'd like to see. And what I said about the events was exactly that in terms of visibility. And I remember sending to the team at the time my little like terrible artwork of I think we should have a lower third or something added to the attack screen. But my other gripe with the community events is they always felt manufactured. Like the number was, we were always going to hit it. So it didn't feel like we had to do anything extra. So what I would love to see is like infinitely scalable rewards whereby, and I think the star bonus is perfect for this since Aura is tied to it. You would set the numbers, it would go up exponentially. But if we wanted to like double our play time and get a 5, 6, 7 times star bonus, like it would just literally continue based on if we took down X amount of town halls. And then we could actually increase the reward based on the amount we play. And it's not a determined reward that feels manufactured. Like what are your thoughts on that?
I fully understand the feeling, and there are a few reasons, I guess, why not just yourself, but players feel that way. So first, when we started doing the community events, we were very conservative on the numbers because we were not sure how players would engage with it.
Okay.
So instead of doing something for the first time, for example, for Rumble, that we're not sure players are going to be able to hit this number we're thinking about. What if they do the community event and they don't reach it and they don't get the reward? It would be a terrible experience. You're doing all that work, players are engaging, and you don't get the reward. So we decided to go for a safe number first to see how players would engage, and then we'd have a benchmark for the next one, so we can have a better understanding of how many players engage with the event. So first, we had to take it slow and easy, make sure the players would achieve a number that we know is achievable based on the data we had. Second thing is we also didn't want to push too hard on the numbers because at the time we didn't have any good reward to give to players. So we don't want them to go crazy on achieving a crazy number, and the reward you're gonna get is gonna be, 2 potions, 3 potions, or whatever it is, like something that's not meaningful enough to the work you're putting into it. So that was another problem. And lastly, I think that this is, I don't know which event this happened, was one of the community events. I think when you need to collect Dark Elixir, that when we were setting the event, this is actually very silly, and we put one less 0.
I remember. We
So
beat it in
players-
like half a day.
Exactly. It was like, what happened? It's not supposed to happen. We realized when setting the event, we put one less 0, so it made all the difference. So it was like, yeah, okay, I know why this seems like manufacturers just forgot to put an extra 0 because it was not supposed to be this fast, of course. So those are the 3 main things that I think are giving this feeling that they're manufactured or too easy, or they were just tweaking the numbers behind the scenes.
Yeah, to me it kind of felt like, okay, if the event is over the course of 1 month, you almost looked at the data of like, okay, this is how many town halls people take down in a month, so that'll be the number. And like we'd always kind of get there on the last day or so, or like, I don't know. To me, it didn't feel very satisfying to know that we didn't have to do anything different.
Yep.
So that's where I think having kind of just infinitely scalable rewards, you would set the boundaries, obviously, but I think that would mean that is not the feeling that some players get.
And I love that idea. It's not something we thought about, honestly, to have this like infinite rewards. You can keep going up if you want to. I think that's a super cool idea. And for the next events, we're definitely like working on all these things. The rewards being better, making the event itself more engaging, more fun for you to play, not just, as you said, it doesn't feel like you're actually doing anything extra. It's just like, okay, even if I don't do anything, I'm going to get the reward anyway. We don't want to have that feeling anymore. So we're thinking of several changes to the event to make it more meaningful, more fun, and actually something that players look forward to. Is like, oh, yes, another community event. Like, that's the thing we want. Like, what's the next one? So that kind of like feeling that we want to get, to give players. So hopefully for the next one, when it comes, all these things will be fixed or almost there, and players are going to have a better experience. And please let us know if it's still bad, it's still not good enough. I think that's the only way for us to improve. Just keep telling us. But we are working on all these things because I fully agree with you on all your points.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. And I do think it will be good when they make a return. So I wanted to move towards New Town Hall. We expect a new Town Hall every 12 months now, is seemingly the cycle that we're going for, which means that Town Hall 17 is over half of its lifespan at the top. So is there any super early information, hints, teasers, anything you want to say about Town Hall 18?
I can say one thing, and again, it's be very high level, because
Okay.
I can't say much, otherwise the team is going to kill
yeah.
me. But we are bringing a completely new gameplay mechanic for Town Hall 18. That's something I can say. So it's completely
Nice.
new. It's not something, okay, it's going to be similar to Town Hall 17, just change this thing or whatever. No, it's completely new. It's not something that's in the game yet and everything like that. So I think that's the number one thing that I can, the only thing actually, not number one, the only thing I can say is a completely new gameplay mechanic for the new Town Hall.
Well, that's awesome. I think when new Town Halls come out, they should have like signature, unique things. So
Exactly, yes.
that's cool. And I guess what that means is I can interview again in 6 months' time to talk a little bit more about it.
6 months, and I'm going to have a real Ego Artillery
I was
decoration to
gonna
give
say,
you.
maybe we'll have
okay?
the decoration
Yeah.
by then. Ferri, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Judo.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate the invite as always.
How did the Haaland and the WWE campaigns measure up to your expectations?
We've never had someone external in the game before. Should we do it? Maybe people don't like WWE. And is this going to negatively affect their experience? In the earlier days of Clash, we put a lot of emphasis on really high quality animations. Where we want to go is building more of the content and lore, where our aim is that if we ask anyone in the world to think of a game, they think of Clash of Clans.
We've also seen the announcement of a Netflix show. Are you able to share information about that? Clash of Clans did merchandise in the past. Can we expect that to come back in the future, or?